Yeah, you can do the Whis voice. Wait 1 second.
That's right, Boomstick. It's me, Plush Wiz. You can get me right now on YouTube's for order. You might be able to get this gold arm too. Look at how shiny it is.
There was an
Woo! It's also
accent in there.
huge. These plushes are huge. Anyway, shameless plug aside. Hey, welcome to Death Metal Cast. I'm Ben, joined by Chad, Liam, and Sam. And today we are talking about a very fun matchup because if you haven't heard, it is April 7th, which is the start of our second favorite month in the year. As everybody knows, this is the month of Bananuary. Welcome to Bananuary. We're actually doing this. We've talked about it for like a goddamn year. We're actually gonna make this happen.
I didn't realize Luis put sound on the Bananuary asset. Sorry if that was the loudest thing you've ever heard. Let's run it back just to check. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Okay.
I know.
Incredible. April, yeah, guys, obviously like the month is normally called April, but like we're calling it Bananuary. Come on, chat. Get with the program.
It's Bananuary in April. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously. Like
Bananuary
we wouldn't
is more
call
of
it
like a
anything
state of
else, right?
mind, I feel, it's like it's sort
Yeah.
of like reaching like nirvana, It's
It's
monkey.
Bananuary?
Yeah.
Monkey Nirvana, yeah.
Monkey nirvana.
Do we need to do any
Definitely.
clarifications? Like, it doesn't have to be just. Does it have to be just monkey, or can
I
it
don't
just
fucking
be
know, man.
any
Has to be
monkey
monkey.
adjacent,
Well,
or any banana
Monkey
enjoyers?
adjacent?
Yeah.
Monkey,
Like if a
what is
character,
monkey adjacent?
well, people, but
Who is a banana enjoyer that isn't
So
a monkey?
primates,
any
like-
human being.
yeah, any primate. But like, yeah, can it also just be a person who famously enjoys bananas? I
Sure.
can't think of one other than Donkey Kong off the top of my head. It's like the
That's not a
Supreme
person,
Court
that's a
justice
monkey.
thing where it's like I know it when I see it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
Bananuary
Mhm.
contestant. I know it when I see it, but it's
That's
hard
a
to
hilarious
define.
Supreme Court case, by the way.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
classic one. The point, yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
good stuff.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it is just if they have something to do with bananas, they're on Bananuary. It's about the banana, not the
Yeah.
monkey. But today, it is about the monkeys, as we're going to be arguing who would win in a death battle between Gorilla Grodd from DC versus Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls, which is wild. This is gonna be so
It makes a lot of
stupid.
sense
I love
when
it.
you think about it.
Yes, monkeys.
Sure.
Yep.
Super psychic powered monkeys,
Mhm.
essentially. Or gorillas. What is Mojo? What type of
He's a chimp.
what- is he a chimp? Okay.
Was
Okay.
a
Yeah.
chimpanzee.
Okay, so
He
both
was
apes.
Professor Utonium's beloved chimpanzee and lab assistant, who was cast aside immediately upon the birth of the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. Okay. So we couple things about Mojo Jojo. Chad is talking about this character, but also Chad was in a position where he may not have been able to be here. So I also did some Mojo research. I got some questions out the gate, just about the professor, really. If I met a man, a science man, and I was like, "Oh, so what kind of science do you do?" And he was like, "I'm trying to invent the perfect little girl," I would do a citizen's arrest. On the spot. I would
Yeah,
be
that's
like, this
really
man
fucked
needs
up.
to go to jail. Like, let's not even fucking talk again. What are you up
Why are you
to,
doing that?
buddy?
I mean, was that his
Also-
goal? Was that his actual goal?
Yes.
I thought it,
Yeah.
We
okay.
also,
His
I
goal-
mean,
Okay.
my guy's
prison.
got a chimpanzee. He was doing tests on the monkey.
certainly, I'm sure.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I don't think he's
Yeah.
a very ethical
Well,
professor.
okay.
The
we can make that
superhero part was the accident. Creating the girls
Right.
was what he was going for. That was the sugar spice and everything nice. So that was
Mm.
Okay.
accidentally,
Okay.
a
Well,
chemical
whoever wins
X.
this is going to take the professor to jail. So,
Yeah.
I
maybe
know what
that's
Grodd's
what
gonna do.
the what was going to happen in that, like, what was it, the CW or whatever edgy Powerpuff
Barack
Girls show
Obama.
was probably
Oh,
going to
yeah.
get into that. Anyway, that's not going to be the main topic of today's show. Hopefully, today we
No,
are
it is
discussing
not.
who would win in a death battle between Grodd and Mojo. As mentioned, Chad will be repping Mojo Jojo. Liam will be repping Gorilla Grodd. And it's up to them to convince you watching this live right now who would win in a death battle. We do this show live every Tuesday at noon Central Standard Time. There will be a poll at the end of the show for you to vote on who you think should win. So let's get ready for this. And we also have a bunch of super chats coming in, and also some gifted memberships, I know. So thank you very much for the support. We'll get to some of those in just a minute, but we should jump into actually discussing the matchup a little bit, I think. So let's start with, because we've already kind of talked about him, Mojo Jojo. Chad, give us the rundown on who
Yeah, for
the
Sure.
Jojo
So,
of
like I
Mojo
said,
is.
original beloved pet and lab assistant of Professor Utonium until the day the Powerpuff Girls were born, which Mojo Jojo is actually kind of responsible for, because he's the one who bumped Professor Utonium, who pushed Professor Utonium, which caused him to bump into Chemical X, which created the Powerpuff Girls, but also evolved and super enhanced Mojo Jojo's brain, turning him into a super genius chimp. But because he was cast aside so quickly and immediately because the girls were so adorable, this began his villain arc, causing him to vow to take over Townsville and perhaps the entire world, universe, or multiverse. Mojo Jojo, I was like, I'll do Mojo. This will be fun. And then I really looked at it. It's wild, the scale that he gets to. So everything from all sorts of wacky gadgets, superpowers. He obviously scales to the Powerpuff Girls. He's gone toe to toe with them in many different ways in times. And then the comics get crazy. Comics get really crazy. So I look forward to talking about where we get to, because Gorilla Grodd's no joke, right? Like this is a
No joke.
crazy DC hero,
Yep.
right?
As Michael McDonald in the chat mentions, Grodd is a Flash villain, and just by that alone, that standard alone, means that Mojo's got his work cut out for him. But hey, Powerpuff Girls get into some crazy shit too. But anyway, let's dive into Grodd a little bit. Liam, give us the rundown on who Grodd is. What's his deal? Why does he want to kill Barack Obama?
He wants to kill, actually, I should have looked that up. Yeah, in the CW Flash series, he goes back in time to, I guess, USC. And fun fact, my mom was at USC. Was it USC or Oxy? One of the two. Was at the same college as Obama at the same time.
Wait, did she see Gorilla Grodd try to kill Barack?
She did see Gorilla Grodd. I asked her about that. She saw Gorilla Grodd,
incredible.
And fled. Did not tell anybody. Yeah, he went back in time to kill Barack Obama. He was like, Barack Obama, it is almost an honor to kill you. I don't know why, probably so that he could become gorilla president of the United States or something. And
I don't remember why either, but anyway. Yes, this is an actual episode of the CW Flash.
It's a real thing. It's the funniest thing ever. Grodd is a gorilla from Gorilla City.
Of course.
Created in an era of the Silver Age of DC Comics, where the editors like Julius Schwartz just discovered that, like, if you put a gorilla on the cover of a comic book, it sells like really well. So he was part of the gorilla wave in the 50s, 60s, which turned out it actually collapsed the instant that Planet of the Apes came out, and I'm not sure why. But anyways, so he's a gorilla from Gorilla
City. Peak, I guess.
I guess so. I saw that this weekend for the first time, also tangentially, and it was amazing. Hyper advanced gorilla from Gorilla City. All of the gorillas there it's like a utopia. It's like a scientific like utopia. But Grodd is a malcontent, depending on the iteration. Sometimes he's like the king of Gorilla City. Sometimes he's like a malcontent, like he just hates it. And he is a telepathic gorilla. And their genius has been a result of being influenced by and affected by and absorbing like the Speed Force over like centuries. It's like what helped evolve them into these super intelligent beings. And Grodd is sometimes their ruler, and he wants to rule the world and eat people's brains and absorb the Speed Force from the Flash and become Gorilla God. So yeah, he is.
I forgot about the eating the brains thing.
Yeah,
that is the start to this fight, because if anyone has the most tempting brain to be consumed,
I truly was like, wait a second.
Also, I am seeing a few people mentioning, yes, correction, the Obama scene is in Legends of Tomorrow, which, for the record, Legends of Tomorrow season 2 onward legitimately great show. It's
Whoa.
so much fun. It's just a bunch of like D-list DC characters time traveling and doing like a bunch of random bullshit, and it gets hilarious. I legitimately recommend watching Legends of Tomorrow. Okay. There's a one of them has a big fight between literal Satan and a gigantic teddy bear, and it's great.
One last thing. Apparently, he does try to kill Obama so that he can make America Grodd again. Hatman said that. I don't know if that's true. He said that's
I
his
believe
own
that
words.
is in the episode. Yes,
that is. I cannot fucking believe that. That is ridiculous. What a life to live.
Kind of stellar writing. The Legends of Tomorrow.
See, dude, the people in that writer's room, like, good on them.
That's delightful,
Good on
truly.
them.
This would have been like 17, 20, something like that.
Yeah,
2018,
around
something
there.
like that.
I just imagine the lead writer being like, "Yep, oh god damn it, ship it.
We
Let's
got it,
send that. We
guys.
got it. Fuck,
We nailed it again." All right, so I want to get to a couple super chats, but I do want to get a general idea of like what even happens in this fight. How do they fight each other? Are they gonna like use psychic powers against each other, or is there like a technology war going on here? Like, what's happening here?
I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of technology from Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
Like that's like his.
I
main thing is,
imagine
like science. And
it being kind of like Powerpuff Girls versus Mojo Jojo in the sense that Mojo has like a ton of tech, and Grodd is like the big tough brick that's like trying to like bypass it and get to Mojo.
yeah, because as strong as Mojo Jojo is on his own, you're not just fighting Mojo Jojo. Like he has so much. He's got his Mojo Jojo clones, right, which are like the giant mechanical versions of himself that are able to go toe to toe with Powerpuff Girls. He's built his own Powerpuff Girl, Chelsea, who is another threat that you're gonna have to deal with. So like he has an army with him, like whenever he needs it. So like that already is there. But honestly, I don't even know if he needs it because they've done some wild stuff because it's like, oh, well, of course, initially, like he's the science, he's got to create all the things to keep, or like create a mechanical suit to be able to keep up with the Powerpuff Girls. But then eventually he just is doing things that is like, why does he even need all that? But anyway, that's all added.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay,
I don't want to be. I don't want this to be just a hit piece on Professor Uranium. Is that it? Uranium?
Utonium.
Utonium. Sorry, thank you. Yeah. Same shit. Mojo is completely like I think vindicated in his quest for revenge. Like he's the professor's favorite pet. He loves this thing, and then he makes once again. The professor makes 3 perfect little girls, and he goes, "I don't want my pet anymore," and he throws them out. Like, at the moment of these girls pop out of a bottle, he says, "Fuck you, monkey!" Discharges him from his house and everything he's ever known and loved, and then the monkey's mad. What the fuck?
There's got to be more to the story than that.
No,
Come on.
No.
You know, I'll back Sam up on the monkey being justified. He at one point he got I think it was the key to the world, which allowed him to just rule the world. Everyone had to obey that, and it was like a perfect society. It's kind of like the whole like Doctor Doom thing.
Yeah,
and it was like, but then
Jojo is Doctor Doom as a monkey.
yeah, it was like the perfect society, and everything was great. But then he got bored. So maybe this is because then he started to do filthy because he was so bored and he needed that
self-defeating.
But
that's also basically what
he has
Dr.
the potential for perfection.
The entire reason the professor made the Powerpuff Girls was because of Mojo, and it's just like, dude, how are you not grateful for this monkey at all? You just shun him the instant this happens. You've made a superpower monkey, and you don't care at all because now you have 3 perfect little girls. The professor deserves to be in a deep prison somewhere.
Oh man. Okay. Well, jumping into a few super chats and also gifted memberships. Shout out to Famulator and Guild Data for dropping some memberships. Gifted memberships like right off the bat at the beginning of the show before we even started. Ten Tails, of course, comes in with a $100 super chat, which is crazy. Yeah, saying, yes, Mojo Jojo will win against this intelligent gorilla. Wait a minute, Death Battle, what are you doing? Says Mojo Jojo calmly. Anyway, I've seen a lot of different matchups for Mojo Jojo, but this one is a new one for me. Yeah, and it's gonna be a fun one. Welcome to. You ready? Bananuary.
You know, we like to use an asset over and over again.
Yeah. Get ready. We're gonna be talking about Bananuary.
God, I'm just gonna lock
Sam
in
leans
on this
forward to
stream
hit the
deck
button
right
every
here.
time.
Yeah,
January.
I'm ready. I can spam now. Just get
No, but there's a self. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Jangwin mentions Tarzan for Bananuary.
Tarzan would
Yeah.
count.
Tarzan
Tarzan would count.
Are you not?
Yeah.
Are you not doing the
Oh,
Tarzan
sorry.
for
Fuck.
Bananuary? You got to be on that, Sam.
I did like 100 of them just now. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm
Let me
ahead.
flex all 26,000 comics. Oh my god.
Yeah, Tarzan.
Nope, never mind.
There's a lot.
Tarzan is not gonna be on Bananuary. Third Degree mentions, just wanted to say that Bakugo versus Reze was a fun fight that I had playing while I was working last night. But Bakugo never says plus ultra. That's right. I mean, we can't have every single My Hero fight end with plus ultra, right? He's got his own thing. Bakugo versus Reze. If you guys haven't seen it, obviously that is out now. Hit 1 million views in less than 48 hours, but ultimately, like, big reason why we did it was we thought it was cool, right? And man, the team did such an awesome job with it. Shout out to Origin and Annie for leading that animation team, and a bunch of new people on that animation team as well, making one killer as hell fight scene, which is awesome.
I said it in the meeting, but Reze running with that pause and then her running
Like
after her head is gone is one of my favorite things. It's timed so perfectly. It's so good. Yeah.
I am so proud of the team for such a phenomenal episode. Really, really cool episode. Oh my god, there are so many super chats. Dude,
welcome to my world.
$10 super chat mentioning that Mojo is a chimp. Chimpanzee was a lab assistant, like we covered. Milkman mentioning with a $10 super chat, Bakugo versus Reze was the bomb. Beyond hype for next time. Yes, if you don't know what next time is, go check out Bakugo versus Reze, because we do tease the next time, and it is gonna be a wild one. And then what? Okay, hang on, Falco. Fun fact: this is Falco with a $5 super chat. Fun fact: Jellystone revealed. Who's Jellystone? Is Jellystone?
It's the Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Jellystone revealed that Mojo and Cindy Bear are a couple. Sucks to be Yogi now. What the
Really?
What are you
Mojo
talking
is
about?
Cuckolding Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear?
Oh, no.
Oh man.
What?
A new sentence was born.
He was just too focused on those picnic baskets, you know.
To
And
get cuckolded by Mojo Jojo. What a tough for Yogi.
Mojo Jojo.
You never dig into another man's picnic basket.
Yeah, there you go. I was trying to find.
Oh my god. Okay. Santi mentions with another $10 super chat, I know Mojo Jojo has a magic marker that lets him write anything on an object, and then that object becomes whatever he just wrote. We'll get into some crazy tech and magic. And then I'll just wrap up with Mud Pies. Says, not sure if it's an advantage, but Mojo's been able to give other monkeys super intelligence. Yeah. So it seems like a lot of people coming in with. Well, I know it's something that Grodd tries to do as well, is to like help his kind become as intelligent as him, and it never seems to go well.
I would not recommend Mojo throw more monkeys at Grodd. I think it's a bad idea, and we'll get into why.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because like we've talked about how Mojo is going to bring a lot of tech and kind of like an army into this fight. What is Grodd bringing into the fight?
Okay, so Grodd, for the most part, fights alone. Although there have been times when he has used his telepathic powers. That's, by the way, his like trademark, is that he's a telepathic gorilla. He has used his telepathic powers to give other animals intelligence, and then use them as an army, or have like his gorillas the gorillas of Gorilla City operate as an army. I'm not necessarily considering that for this, although I think that if Mojo Jojo like sent a bunch of intelligent apes at Gorilla Grodd, he would just mind control them, lure them in, and then eat their brains to gain their hyper intelligence and become stronger and learn everything about Mojo Jojo and everything like that. That's gonna be Grodd 6. Sam, I don't really need an image to reference this, but I just
Oh,
There it
look
is.
at that.
Just,
Look
yeah.
at Grodd.
Surprise.
Wow, he's adorable. He's got a metal
That's the
arm,
second
and you can
Oh.
get him on
fucking
YouTube's
time.
right now.
Go buy one.
What's
Like,
that
Why do you
under
keep
it?
doing that to me?
Oh my god, we're going to Comic Palooza.
No, not again.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay. Anyways,
Why it's
Grodd
only
6, you
me?
said?
Yes. Yeah. So he eats brains. He just drinks them.
Gross.
So I think that he could just mind control any ape that would be sent his way and devour their brains and use it against Mojo Jojo. But continuing on, Grodd is not just a regular gorilla. Surprise, surprise. He is twice the size of a regular gorilla, and he is insanely fucking strong. First of all, he has a big spoon. That's going to be Grodd 1, Sam. It's a gigantic spoon,
With a
just like
brain eater.
Mewtwo. And he used it to decapitate an android version of Lex Luthor, and then tried to eat
Okay.
his brain. But it was an android, so it didn't work. But he did
And
decapitate.
A
he's
big
always messing up
spoon,
Lex
you
Luthor.
say.
Like,
Yeah, to get I assume to eat brains. I assume that's the idea, but I could be wrong. I
Yeah.
am assuming.
The cup of that spoon is bigger than the head. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, you would just have a normal size spoon, really. If you were eating a brain is the size of like, I don't know, like a cantaloupe. Yeah, but he's also insanely tough. People are asking, like, does he scale to the Flash? He certainly does in terms of his durability. It's gonna be Grodd 2, Sam. This is him getting pummeled by the Flash. He is hit as the voice box says. He's hit over 3,000 times before he's able to like interrupt the Flash with his mind control and get him to stop. And he sort of gloats. He says, "It could be 1,000,000 times and you wouldn't have killed me."
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
You can
but,
see in this
3,000
panel,
times.
he's doing some
by the
aura
Flash,
kind of shit right here.
Yeah, pretty impressive. He looks like he's doing something else, but whatever. In fact, the thing that actually it took to knock Grodd out in his encounter with the Flash, this is Grodd 3, is literally the Flash revving up from Mexico, running all the way to the Midwest and punching Grodd like halfway across the country. That's the only thing that got him to like knock Grodd out. That's like how powerful and hyper advanced Grodd's Speed Force enhanced body is. This is post-Crisis. I don't think the Speed Force that was part of his origin yet. I think that's like a New 52 thing that helped sort of clarify why he was so tough. But yeah, that's he's insanely strong. So
for sure. Also, I mean,
Grodd
similar.
himself is a
Like
bulldozer.
Mojo Jojo is getting slammed around by the Powerpuff Girls like all the time. Like again, I'm not selling him short here, but he does. Like in a lot of his episodes, like he gets his ass beat by the Powerpuff Girls and is then fine. Like that, and like they're capable of like pretty much blowing up planets. So like I'd say probably a similar durability level there.
I mean, getting hit
No,
by
I
the
agree.
Flash is like, well, okay, he's getting hit by the Flash 3 million times, and the way he beat him was running halfway across the US. I mean, that's all things considered for the Flash, that's kind of small time, right?
It's small time, yeah. He's also been able to he's also been strong enough to make Wonder Woman and Amazo both bleed with his hits. He was able to knock out Calabac, who is the son of Darkseid. He's also like a new god. So
Everybody and their son can knock out Calabac.
all I'm saying is, yeah, everybody and their son is a fucking herald in DC. What do you want me to say? All I'm saying is that I think that physically, like, yeah, the Powerpuff Girls can beat up Mojo Jojo, but he isn't fine. I've seen those cartoons. At the end, he's like fucking beat up. His brain is sticking out of his little hat. He has like big Jesus, Liam, the word Band-Aids on his face. He's all fucked up.
I do think there's a little bit to say here on the Powerpuff Girls beating up Mojo Jojo thing. None of them have the intent to kill. And I think if Mojo Jojo had the intent to kill, he could have killed the Powerpuff Girls many, many times.
Oh,
Does he not have? Does JoJo not have the intent to kill?
not
No. I
no.
mean, it's a
He
kid's
wants
show.
to. He wants to take over the world, and he wants to be respected for the genius that he is and loved. And so the
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls are in the way. He has a rivalry with them, but he's definitely had the opportunity to kill them on multiple occasions, and instead usually does something like, "I've imprisoned you, and now watch how glorious I will make society," or whatever. So like, he wants them to know.
Sure.
Um,
That's more so a question of like, does he hold back when he's actually hitting them? Because like, you could say it's a kid show, sure, but like, Shredder captures the Ninja Turtles because he wants to gloat to them before he kills them, and then
Mhm.
that gives them an opportunity for them to escape. But he still wants to kill them. He wants to eat them. Like he's not gonna like hold back
he
when
wants
he's
to dine
actually
on turtle
punching them.
soup.
Yeah, he
But does
doesn't
he
hold back
actually
when
want
he's
to eat the
punching
turtles?
them. Yeah,
In
he
some
wants to eat the
iterations.
turtles.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hilarious.
OG
So fucked
Shredder,
up.
OG cartoon Shredder wants to eat turtle soup. Um,
I thought it was just some
so
shit he
like,
said to sound cool.
So yeah, I mean, mainly it's like he'll go toe, he'll fight them, he'll knock them unconscious. He's and things like that. But usually when like I don't think he's ever gonna be like, I'm gonna kill the Powerpuff Girls. It's more just like I
No.
will defeat them. It's
I
a
would
it's
well,
a
assume
yeah,
pride thing.
that's the
Yeah.
kid
I
show
assume that
thing. You
he's
can't
not
say
Right.
kill
holding back,
killing that
but
Yeah.
but
killing them
yeah.
is just not an aspect of that universe. Like it's just
Mhm.
not a
Yeah,
because it's a
yeah,
kid
yeah.
show.
Well,
He
that's what
doesn't
I'm
hold
talking
back.
about is whether or not he's holding back
Yeah.
because the Powerpuff Girls might hold back, but is Mojo actually holding back? I would
Yeah.
not
Well,
expect
I
that to be
will
the
I
case.
will say he has built weaponry capable of killing them. So like he built this like death ray thing that was stated to be capable of killing the Powerpuff Girls. And then he accidentally through cartoon bamboozlery blasted himself with it. Sam, if you want to bring up Mojo Ash real quick.
Yes.
So he blasted himself with this. And it completely incinerated him and it turned him into a pile of ash with cartoon blinking eyes, and then he just came back completely fine
How?
because he has Toon Force, dude.
So just the next time we see him, he's fine.
Yep.
There's also
So-
some stuff which I know
Plus-
Chad will probably get
Yeah.
into though, where like Mojo has some strange gadgets and like some fourth wall leaning stuff that I think
Yes.
maybe makes him win this.
That's we'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this basically he accidentally blasts himself with this death ray. It gets turned into ash, and then the episode just is like Bubbles, I guess, took a photo and put it in her little scrapbook of like, oh, what fun times, and they're all like happy, and then he's just back. Like
when does he come back?
I think
Next
it's next episode.
episode.
So we don't know how he came back. We just know that being Ash will not kill him. But we don't know like what
Does
happened.
Mojo have like an assistant who would be able to bring him back somehow?
I mean, he has like robots, and he has his like Powerpuff Girl robot Chelsea, but it's mainly him doing the stuff. I don't.
Does Chelsea
think-
have a unashify ray? Like, he can turn him back to himself. Also, but
He's
the
also- keep in
intention
mind,
behind this ray
His
was to
eyeballs are
kill the
blinking.
Powerpuff Girls, right?
Like-
So he's still alive.
Yeah.
But the
Yes.
intention of the ray was to kill the Powerpuff Girls, who are incredibly. How powerful are the Powerpuff Girls? I don't actually know.
They're like calculated as like large planet level.
Okay. And he can take a hit that's designed to kill them, and despite his body being destroyed, is still alive. Assuming that it would actually successfully kill a Powerpuff Girl if it hit them, that means he's tougher, kind of, than a Powerpuff Girl.
And this is base Mojo Jojo. He has his enraged form. The Powerpuff Girls do as well.
Ozaru.
Yeah. When so he can go enraged, and when he's enraged even in base form, then he's like really going toe to toe with the Powerpuff Girls. He also has his Chemical X form. He has Chemical X. He's injected himself. When he does, that's when he goes into like super monkey form, right? And he's like able to beat the three girls combined. right? And like
Okay.
he gets big, and that's when he gets all the classic powers: eye beams, ice breath, can shoot electricity, do all that stuff. Superman monkey basically is the chemical X form. Um,
Okay.
but like I said, even in base, you see stuff like that, like him getting turned into ash. He built himself a better tail. Uh, and I don't know, he's just like really happy with this tail that he built. He's like, it can do all these things. And then he hits all three Powerpuff Girls like into the like out of orbit. Just with this like robo tail he built. Again in base
Okay.
form. I don't know. It's crazy the stuff that he can do.
A couple people in chat, like Bo, mentioning that the Powerpuff Girls can fly to the sun. They
Yes.
tan at the sun, so like that's kind of extreme. Pretty. Well, a couple people mentioning that they think the Powerpuff Girls are more in line with like Superman than just
No,
a
they really
large planet level, which would be a
They do
big
have some
jump in
weird
power.
feats.
yeah, so like I think it's Blossom. Okay, there's a speed feat for this, but Blossom there was like an eclipse was happening, and
Mhm.
Blossom was like, "Ah, I have to stop the eclipse from happening," and she just flew from Earth to like basically the sun and just destroyed the planet that was gonna be like blocking the sun or whatever in like
So
seconds.
not the moon. There was another planet coming in.
It might have been another planet. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But like there was a speed feat. It was calced at like 14.6 times the speed of light for the distance when Blossom flew to the sun. And
Okay.
and Mojo's keeping up with that because all the time. And not just that, his like technology that he makes like keeps up with that. Like we've seen Blossom like and Buttercup like specifically trying to like dodge, and like the lasers are chasing them. Like when he's like blast a
Mm.
laser or something like that. And like so the velocity at which his technology can like shoot a laser beam, for example, is going like multi times faster than the speed of light.
Okay. Um, both both Kino and Dylan posted super chats regarding whether or not the Powerpuff Girls actually hold back. Basically saying that no, they don't hold back because there was a one time when Mojo Jojo was in jail, they were so pissed at him for stealing their candy that they broke into his jail cell and
Yeah,
beat
that's
the living
hilarious.
shit out of him to near death.
Yeah.
They need to be like arrested.
Yeah. They really like
Holy
to have
shit.
that frame of Mojo Jojo like just
Yeah.
beat by them. Like so, and yet he
Holy
he he
fuck, man.
perseveres.
That's brutal. I'm pretty sure that is very, very illegal, Powerpuff Girls. What
Oh
the
yeah.
hell, man?
Well,
I mean, they got the mayor
Grodd
in their
has his
pocket.
own enhanced form too that we can talk
Mm.
about,
Oh really?
which is that yes, which is as a result of his uh communities, Gorilla City's like interaction with the Speed Force for like several generations. It's called the Light. They revere it as like a religious sort of godlike entity, which I mean it is. Um because of that, he is actually capable of channeling the Speed Force. Now, he can't do it like the same way that Barry or Wally can, which is just naturally. He has to
Mhm.
get like some kind of source of Speed Force energy, and then he can absorb it like a battery and then use it. And we've seen that usually happen like he uses it for like the course of a fight before it runs out. So this is Grodd 7, Sam. And with the Speed Force, he is more than capable of keeping up with this is Barry. Um,
This
more
is
than
hilarious.
capable of keeping up with him, fighting him. Barry actually punches him at one point, and Barry's like arm shatters because Grodd, even just without the Speed Force, is tough and strong enough, like much tougher and stronger than Barry, which is kind of an insane thing. The Flash always frames their fights as like battles between speed versus strength, which
Mm.
implies that Grodd is insanely fucking strong. But now with the fact that he also has this speed on his side, he's able to keep up with the Flash and he beats his ass in this fight. Like he's about to kill him. So yeah, it's not something that he could just do forever. If Mojo had a way of like outlasting him, he could run out. But again, outlasting somebody with the Speed Force, that's a tough ask when you yourself also do not have the Speed Force. So I don't think there's a lot keeping Grodd from just blitzing the shit out of Mojo, and ripping him to shreds, if we're including like extra like special forms and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, Mojo has Chemical X. Like, he has a syringe of Chemical X. It's part of his arsenal. It's not like he has to hopefully tap into the X Force or whatever. Like, he has
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
can Grodd just access this on his own?
uh,
Or was this something that like
if you
he absorbed Barry's powers or something like that?
he didn't absorb Barry's powers. He like I forget how he gets it this time. But I know that like when he runs out, he goes to like this lab in the city to like absorb Speed Force from that. But I think
Hmm.
it had something. It was something at Gorilla City that he was able to like absorb that energy from it. So it
So if
is
he gets
like
access
Gorilla
to the
City
Speed
based.
Force, he can absorb it and use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Um. So so he just steals one of Mojo's like dimensional portals, which I'm sure he has. I don't know actually. And calibrates it to go into the Speed Force or to open up to the Speed Force or something.
Yeah, he does. He does
I wouldn't be
have this.
surprised
This
if
is a
that's possible.
consistent like thing for him. This is not just like a
Mhm.
one-time thing he did in one story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody in chat mentioned a while ago the Still Force. Is that a thing?
Yeah, he also gets a hold of the turtle, who is a Flash villain, whose ability is to like slow things down because he can tap into the still force, which negates kinetic energy. And he has like in
So
like a
stupid.
whatever baby holder thing. He has like the baby version of the turtle, and he uses the still force. That I think was just for one story, so I didn't include it. But yeah, he can also
Mhm.
negate kinetic energy if you give him that.
Is the Stealth Force still canon? Because that is so fucking
So
dumb.
fucking dumb. I don't know. After the whole like Dark Knight's Metal like big reset or whatever, I don't know what is or isn't. I think
Oh
the
my
line
god.
was everything is. Just shut the fuck
Everything
up.
is canon to some extent. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Not a big deal.
Infinity Reborn or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Speaking of dumb stuff,
Mhm.
Mojo Jojo's tech that he has built over the years, he has just some wild things. I'll just rattle some of them off. So he has a paranoia beam, which is as long as you're under it, you get so paranoid that you are completely stuck in place. Like it would have to be shut off for you to be able to move. Otherwise, you are literally paralyzed in paranoia and fear. He can, has obviously weather machines to change the seasons. He has a
Of course.
dimensionalizer ray, which will,
I
if you're shot with it, it
I actually have
directly
an
turns
image of
you
that.
into a harmless paper doll. What,
Yeah.
the dimensionalizer ray? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
This one
So
is,
yeah,
I
Oh,
think,
okay.
weird. Because I mean, what do
Mhm.
you do once you're two dimensional?
Wait. Okay. Okay.
Like, it's
Um,
clearly for a cutout bit, like, because it's a kid's comic. Like,
Is
it's
this the only
clearly
time it's ever appeared for this like cutout thing?
yes, I believe so.
Okay.
for that one, but it's not out of scope. It's not out of scope.
Yeah.
Um, one of my also, I just love he has all this wacky stuff, but then it's also like he has his nunchucks, and like they are just regular nunchucks, okay? But he has knocked out, I think, Bubbles with them before, which is an impressive feat. Obviously he's got a ton of robots, clones, mechs, things like that. He has death spheres, which
Sorry, what? Say that again?
they're called death spheres, but if they touch you, you forget how to use your powers.
That
Okay.
sucks.
That
Yes.
okay.
But I have a very important question, Liam.
Mm.
Yeah.
What would you say is Gorilla Grodd's best trait?
His mind control.
His mind control, right? Okay, cool. So one, it is stated that Mojo Jojo, because of his genius intellect, does have a resistance to mind control. He also has a psychic force field, which you'd think he would use more. They decided to add that in like the reboot cartoon, but you really would think he'd use that more. But the reason I bring that up is because he has a ray gun. It's called the Trade-a-majig. Okay, and now what the Trade-a-majig does is that if you're hit by this beam, it will steal the most important trait of a person or being and grant it to Mojo Jojo. Now, it does not copy, it actually takes it from them
Yeah.
and gives it to him. Um, and so we've seen this because he, of course, gets all three of the Powerpuff Girls, right? So like he gets Blossom's intelligence, even though he really didn't need it because he's already intelligent, but whatever. And then like Buttercup, who's known for her strength, literally can't even lift a stool. Like there is a wooden stool and she's like struggling and then it falls over on her and it's this whole thing. And so
She can
he
still
becomes
zip around the room with speed. It like separates strength and speed in a weird way.
yeah. So that is something that I think is going to be very interesting for this fight because like his like Grodd's intelligence so much to the point that he can, mind control and manipulate that stuff. One zap,
Yeah.
one beam, and that belongs to Mojo Jojo.
Can I respond?
Oh yes, for sure.
Grodd can do that too.
Does he
Grodd,
all-
we talked about Doctor Doom earlier, and how Mojo Jojo is Monkey Doctor Doom. Gorilla Grodd is Monkey Doctor Doom too. One of his psychic powers is the ability to transfer his mind into the body of somebody else, which he could easily do with Mojo Jojo. So you mentioned like he's able to resist mind control. I'm sure he can. Grodd has affected people that have explicit like protections
Unresistible
against mind control. Yeah,
Right.
like the Flash. Like it's in DC. It's very clearly like a gradation. Like he at one point he eats a bunch of gorilla brains in order to have his mind control be strong enough to match the Martian Manhunter. But even without that, like before that, he's able to like
As you do.
mess with and fuck with the Superman's mind, and Superman has a lot of resistances. The Flash has resistances. His mind moves so fast that like people that can't really mind control him because it's moving too fast. So I don't think Mojo would have enough resistance. And especially if the psychic force field like has to be activated, Grodd like he has like at least a city-wide range with his mind control and can just do it instantly.
I
And
also would have thought
if
Grodd's greatest trait in this sense would be strength. Because like mind control is an ability, not a trait, whereas strength is a trait, I feel like. And it specifically
it's
says
his
trait.
intelligence.
I think that's
like
his intelligence.
Yeah. Like Grodd's
Um,
first and foremost thing is like his intelligence and his psychic ability. And like, yeah.
So if Mojo ever like got a big physical edge on Grodd, he would just swap minds with him, and turn that edge against him. Yeah. We can talk a little bit about his mind control.
So Mojo could use it's a gun, right? That
Yeah,
like
it's a ray gun.
steals the power.
Yeah.
So he uses his ray gun to steal Grodd's intelligence. So Grodd swaps bodies with Mojo to get his intelligence back.
If he got hit by it, he wouldn't be able to like do anything.
Yeah, there's
about
no
it.
way.
Then
You
he'd
have
to
the
hit-
intelligence to do the swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you'd have to hit a guy that can, even without channeling the Speed Force, keep up with the Flash to an extent, and with the Speed Force is like could never be hit by him.
So it doesn't
So I don't
necessarily
think-
completely counter the ray. It kind of like evens out in a way. So now
Yeah.
like they both have an ability that could kind of instantly win the fight.
Yeah.
So you perhaps whoever gets that one thing off first wins, possibly.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah.
Although
I mean,
if Grodd transfers if Grodd transfers his mind into Mojo, does Mojo go into Grodd's body?
Yes. But he doesn't
Okay.
have access to like his like same like powers or anything like that. He's essentially just in a big.
Well, he
strong
does have
gorilla
access
body.
to his body, which is strong enough to
Yeah.
take hits from the Flash.
That's true.
right.
So it feels like the Mojo one has more of a detriment to Grodd than Grodd's version has to Mojo.
I don't think he could hit him with it. A and B, like if he transferred bodies, then couldn't Grodd just use the ray on Mojo Grodd now?
What happened then?
It just never ends.
Yeah. Well, no, he would just.
Well, no, he would
steal his
pull
powers.
at that point his physicality, right? Like Mojo Grodd would no longer be strong or durable or one of the
Fucking
two.
gorilla.
So he'd just be a normal gorilla.
That's really funny.
Okay. Wow.
So-
All right. So we're getting close to the end here. So before we
got
jump into like final arguments and stuff, I do want to mention that hey, just a reminder, Bakugo versus Reze just aired, which means, as you all know, as we've talked about it multiple times, we got Fireside Chat coming up this week. So tomorrow, members of the YouTube channel can join us for Ballot Banter in the afternoon. That would be like 1 p.m. Central Time. 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then later on in the day at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be doing Fireside Chat. If you've never joined us for a Fireside Chat, it's basically just an hour to 2 hours where we just hang out with you guys and talk about just stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. Oftentimes it starts with discussing things about the episode itself. We will have one of the animation leads on tomorrow's Fireside Chat to kind of talk about like the process of the animation for Bakugo Reze and like what we were going for and how it all came together. But of course, Liam will be there as well, director and writer of the episode, and we'll just cover a lot of stuff regarding Bakugo Reze as well as anything else you guys want to cover. A lot of these Fireside Chats just kind of like devolve into madness, frankly, and it's very fun. So join us tomorrow. Again, it's 5 p.m. Central tomorrow for Fireside Chat, our members only hangout stream. We're excited for it. It's gonna be fun.
And very quickly, let's say, speaking of members, if you're a member on our website, deathbattle.gg, we do have a new thing for you guys. I went on my whole tirade last time. I'll do the short version. I hate how overpriced phone cases are. Found I can make a quality phone case for y'all and sell it cheaply. So that's a benefit to our members. Check it out. Mine arrived. This is the clear one. It's fucking rad.
Hell yeah.
And it's really nice. I had read reviews, but like obviously I wanted to get a sample in, and like it is a sturdy case. I'm just gonna drop this. And then Ben, I have
see that he
here.
dropped his phone. Oh no,
I have yours as well, Ben.
It's fuck yeah, I need that. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, give it to me through the screen. Oh, wouldn't that be great if we had set up that you like pass it to the left and it'd be like, whoa,
that would be so sick.
Damn it, should have planned that out. That's on deathbattle.gg, which is kind of like our private Patreon /store/Death Battle archive. There'll be we'll be posting the storyboards actually for Bakugo Reze on the website for members of the website very soon. So get ready for that. There's some crazy stuff in the boards that I'm sure you guys are interested in checking out.
13th Revenant says, I'm watching this on my phone wrapped in the new white phone case now. Hell yeah, 13th Revenant. That's amazing.
Love to hear it.
Appreciate
hear it.
It's good, right?
Again,
and affordable. Damn the man. Sorry.
Just want to say it because these are only going to be available for a limited time right now. I think there might be a link in the description below. If not, we'll put it there. You can find it in the description below. A link to the Wiz U2's plush. This guy it's a big ass plush. It's a really solid plush. You can order it from U2's right now. It's kind of like a pre-order situation. Basically, it's open for like I think it's 2 or 3 weeks. And then once that window closes, they're never available again. And then they start producing them and shipping them out. We love what they did with the Boomstick plush. So we were excited to do a Wiz plush as well. So go check that out if you haven't. And again, each time you order one, there is a 1 in 6 chance that you get a version with a gold arm, which is pretty cool. It's like legitimately shiny, which is
I know they're great.
I don't know how they make that happen.
Sorcery.
But yeah, it's sorcery. And then as we mentioned before as well, we do have 2 conventions coming up. Comet Palooza in Houston, that'll be May 22nd. So if you are around Houston at the end of May, come check us out at Comic Palooza. And then in June, we will be at VidCon in Anaheim. I'm excited for both of those.
And in addition to our normal fun panels, we have a crossover panel planned for each of those, 2 different ones, but we're excited about.
That's right. I don't know if we can necessarily announce.
I don't think we can
yet, but we're hanging out with some other cool people at these panels. It's gonna be great. All right, let's get to the let's start wrapping this up. Is there any like big thing that you guys haven't talked about with your characters? Let's go.
So one, I have to mention this. There were like these mini versions of people from another dimension that started invading people and like messing with their minds and whatever. Mojo Jojo's solution to this was to make a giant fly swatter, and he just backhands this bitch into another dimension. Sam, if you want to bring
what
Mojo Swatter, like this, that was his solution. So there's like a mini version of different. So this is like the mini version of the mayor or whatever, and they have to get him out of here. And he's just like, I got it, because he's pissed that they invaded his lair or something like that. And so he just grabs a giant fly swatter and smacks this dude into another dimension.
Wait, what is happening? What are we looking at here?
That is Mojo
I-
Jojo grabbing a fly swatter and smacking the like mini version of the mayor. There were like mini versions of everybody or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And it smacked him back to the dimension from whence he came. It was not
Okay.
a like dimensional traveling fly swatter. Like you see him, he just says, so the day is saved once again, thanks to Mojo Jojo and his giant fly swatter.
Is that not just a normal fly swatter?
That's so you're right. It does look, I mean, so with the fly swatter, he smacked he can smack someone to another dimension.
And this isn't like he didn't have a portal in his lair that he's smacking him into. He just hits him so hard that it breaks the dimensional like boundary between the two dimensions and sends him back.
Yes.
What?
So then also, well, so it gets really crazy. So then there's this crossover comic where like all the like Cartoon Network like characters like come together. They've done a couple of these. And this one was called Powerpuff Girls Smash Up. And basically Dee Dee, Dexter's sister, goes like on a rampage throughout, quote, the multiverse.
Okay.
And she's like causing like some chaos and stuff. And I will give it this: the multiverse. It is stated that the multiverse has been weakened because of Dee Dee, but which is such a sentence.
That's
to
a
say.
big feat for Dee Dee.
Yeah, sure is. Well, she
Of
like
all
got into some of
characters.
Dexter's stuff, and it made her just go on this like multiversal rampage. But anyway,
Okay.
Mojo Jojo decides to seize this opportunity he builds a machine. Sam, can you pull up Mojo Multiverse?
Yeah.
So he builds a machine that you can hear. They said, Mojo, you have to stop this. This multiverse is already in a fragile state, right? From Dee Dee's rampage. If you keep this up, all of existence will be destroyed. And he's like, you're finally catching up to my plans or whatever, right? The whole plan is that he is going to use this machine to destroy existence and then recreate it as the JoJo verse, basically the Mojo Jojo verse, where everyone is like derivatives of him.
The what?
yeah, the JoJo verse. And
What? Okay.
I told you this is gonna get wild.
I will say
thing-
this one though is like he builds this. This is his device.
Yes.
But because he loves a monologue, Dee Dee does just show up behind him and turn the machine off.
does.
Impresses it. Yeah.
So
Because it's
What
Dee Dee,
is this
so
button?
she's like, I'm gonna
Yes.
push that button, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Dee Dee has like multiversal powers at this point, though, right? Like that's
Yes,
what's
correct.
happening.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it takes somebody. I mean, Dee Dee's already breaking the multiverse.
Yeah.
It takes somebody with the power to break the multiverse to like get around him and turn this thing off.
Yeah. I just think it's also a Mojo
Okay.
thing where his penchant for monologues gets him into trouble.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But okay.
And then
Um,
you,
I will say
Okay.
somebody in chat mentioned it was a little ways up, but the multiverse, the breaking dimensional barrier with the fly swatter does like match up because there it is. Dylan mentions that Bubbles did something similar. So he's not the only Powerpuff Girl character to have punched somebody into another dimension, apparently.
and then the final thing, and then Liam, floor's all yours. Sam, can you bring up Mojo page? So he does break the fourth wall as well. He's talked to the audience a couple of times. This is him pushing the page of his own comic panel back because the girls are like, and it's all great. He's like, no, like I had more to say, right? So he can manipulate the pages of the comics that he is in. And then on top of that, and this has happened not just once in the comics, but also in the TV show, he is such a threatening force. He can threaten the narrator and control all of reality. So one time, so he, like, for example, pulls a ray gun and he's like, no, narrator, you work for me now. And the narrator's like, no, I don't want to. I love the Powerpuff Girls. And he's like, read this. And he like writes the thing. Anything he writes, the narrator reads, and then it happens. It's like the Powerpuff Girls are transported to the bottom of the ocean. And then there they are. Mojo Jojo has taken over the world and is the most powerful being ever. And then he is. And then he gets to the point, he's like, I don't even need the gun anymore to threaten you. And he's like, I can just like fuck with you with my own powers. And so that's happened twice.
Okay. I mean, we'll say in this example, the narrator appears to have the power to just end the story when Mojo clearly doesn't want to end it.
So this
But
is not the narrator example. This was
I
just the fourth wall example. The narrator
yeah.
example. Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
I'm
But we
aware of
can't
the
show
narrator
video.
thing, and I have a
Okay.
pretty straightforward response to it.
Hmm.
And it's something that like is pretty obvious about Grodd that is we have not talked about. Grodd can control your fucking mind. He has mind control.
Yeah.
Which means that anything Mojo wants to do is going to be at the behest directly of Gorilla Grodd. Like once they're in the same city, he can just go boom and control Grodd's mind. This is Grodd 4, Sam. Every single time that Mojo got his shit rocked by the Powerpuff Girls is going to be playing on infinite loop in his mind, like immediately. If Mojo tries to do that narrator shit, right? The thing with the narrator, it's explicit. It's not that Mojo just instantly has like omnipotent control of the world like God. It's that whatever he narrates as the narrator happens. Okay, so then Grodd tells him to narrate that Grodd wins, right? Because everything that Mojo can do is now directly under Grodd's control because he doesn't resist mind control. It's actually kind of a lame counter, but like Grodd can just stand there and mind control Mojo and prevent him from doing anything. Um, this is Grodd 5, Sam. He can also, this is more of a side thing. He can use his psychic powers to create force fields. These like telekinetic force fields that he has were able to block attacks from like Green Lanterns, like with reality warping energy. So even though Mojo has like tons of like beams that can do crazy shit, Grodd could just block all of it, or he could blitz him with the Speed Force, or he could mind control him and tell him to shoot himself, right? The mind control is such a strong counter. My biggest fear was that Mojo would have like a counter to the mind control, like he couldn't be mind controlled, but I don't think that he can. I think Mojo's brains are too strong. And I think he's just going to say, Mojo, come down here and open up your brain cavity and let me eat your brain. I think that's
Okay.
genuinely, despite all of this like really crazy tech that he has, ultimately it's not like Mojo isn't a god. He has technology that makes him powerful, and if his mind is controlled, then that technology belongs to Grodd.
Can we talk about the infrastructure of a bad guy, a villain, a good guy whose ability is to manipulate the infrastructure of our cities? What is this guy on about?
I have no idea who this person is.
His mask
I will
says
mildly
infrastructure, and
inconvenience
he's
you
like,
all.
a crumbling infrastructure of the roads and bridges
Go,
you depend on become
Amtrak!
death traps. Like, who is this infrastructure
Please
character?
tell me his name's Pothole.
No,
That
his
would be
name is
incredible.
infrastructure.
Oh,
Apparently,
it's just infrastructure.
His name is
Ultra threats.
infrastructure.
I
well,
doubt
it's,
he's
I'm
his mask
assuming
says
this is like
infrastructure ultra threat. I got it. I'm gonna look more into this later because
I
I'm
okay.
assume
confused.
he's like
I'm
he works
assuming
for the
he has like
city.
avalanche powers, right? Avalanche
Something
from
like
Marvel.
Yeah.
But okay.
I think he's there to
Uh,
defend infrastructure. Like the city is like, we're
Ah,
deploying our special task force to protect, from a
the
villain blowing up the
infrastructure
city or whatever.
task
Yep.
force
Yeah.
superhero. All right. Well, I think now is a good time to get this poll going. So as I start bringing up the poll, let's get our final arguments in. Liam, let's start with you. Final argument for Grodd.
Mojo beats up the narrator. Grodd mind controls him and says the winner of the death battle is Gorilla Grodd, and then that happens. I think mind control is super busted. The fact that he can channel the Speed Force makes him too fast for Mojo to really get a handle on. Even without the Speed Force, he is still fast enough to keep up with the Flash like a little bit. So that's more than enough to blitz even like the Powerpuff Girl feat that we mentioned. And he's so strong that physically he can't really do anything. Mojo can't really do anything to him. I think he just blitzes and mind controls and rips Mojo apart.
Okay. Chad, final argument for
Yeah,
Mojo
obviously,
Jojo.
tons of tech and things you'd have to deal with, robots, things like that. The lasers travel, they can keep up with the Powerpuff Girls, which they said is like 14 times the speed of light. Even if all of that doesn't work, because again, one hit with the Trait-O-Matic, then his intelligence, mind control, that's all gone. Now it belongs to Mojo Jojo. And even if all that doesn't work, he could just step out of the panel, then talk to the narrator and be like, hey, I win. The end.
All right. All right. Well, the poll is up. Go ahead and get your votes in. I am I'm torn on this. Sam, it feels like you are arguing for Mojo, but are
I
you
just
thinking Mojo
accidentally
has this?
researched him this morning as well. So I
Sure.
knew stuff. Yeah, no, I don't know. I do think like there's a split path. If mind control works, which I think there's good argument that it would work and it wouldn't work. So like digging into that puzzle, if it works, I do think Grodd has it. If mind control doesn't work, I think then it's a pretty legitimate fight. The narrator thing, I don't know. I guess that would like, but then again, I feel like that's even more confusing for us to write because we're kind of the narrators, and I'm not threatened by Mojo Jojo personally. I don't know if Wizard Boomstick is, but like at that level, right? It's weird. But yeah, I don't know. I think Mojo Jojo, when you think about like a pretty peak DC villain versus a cartoon character from like our generation, childhood Cartoon Network, it's really close for like I don't think you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's much closer than a lot of
Yeah.
people give it credit for. It's
I
very
feel like
very
both of
fun.
them have a way to pretty much instantly win this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to gauge who is going to get it off first. Um, I think there are legitimate arguments for both. So I do not know. I do not know who I would side with on this. This is actually really fun. I like this matchup a lot. All right, everybody, go ahead and get your votes in. I'll close the poll in just a minute.
I
Um,
went into this being like, man, all right, it's gonna be Powerpuff Girls scaling, right? Like little mini, super women, right? And I was like, okay, I got it. And then I'm just started finding all this wacky shit, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And also shout out to Akuma, who gave me some
Yes.
notes where it
mm.
was great.
And while we
Jangwin mentions with the super chat, doesn't the villain him try to mind control Mojo, and Mojo just snapped out of it by monologuing, which is fun. But also, I've seen a few people mention this, and Lily just brought it up again. Lily Mandragon saying, well, "You guys didn't mention Grodd's anti-Lex Luthor sniper rifle."
That
I
was one of
felt I didn't need to talk about the sniper rifle, but yeah, he does
But it's so
blast a
funny.
hole
it's
in
the best. Snipes him out of a helicopter,
out of a
and then he
helicopter, and then
falls
Lex
off of a cliff. Like,
Of
it's-
then
all
Lex meets
people,
Death. He talks to
Yeah.
Death of the Endless for that next issue
Mhm.
is him talking to fucking Death of the Endless.
of all
Uh,
people to assassinate Lex Luthor with a sniper rifle, they got
It's Gorilla
Grodd to do it.
Uh,
There are like hundreds of assassin characters in DC.
Yeah.
Like
No, it's
thousands of
Yeah.
assassin
And
characters,
it's
and they
the
got the
perfect
big
time,
psychic monkey to do it.
and with the gun, like this
All right. All right, I'm gonna wrap up the poll in 3,
is,
2, 1. Ending the poll, and we have with 65% of the vote. Thank God it didn't go 2 more up. With 65% of the vote, Mojo Jojo takes it. Congratulations, Chad. You beat Liam.
a rare thing. I'll take it.
Wow. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us for another Death Metal Cast. Stick around. We will be jumping into Champion Cast right after this. You'll be automatically moved over if you are a member of the YouTube channel. If you're not a member, join us for Champion Cast, where we're going to hang out and talk a little bit about this and maybe some other things.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I really like this. And what an amazing start for Bananuary.
AKA Ape-ril.
What is yeah, I know the month is April, but like the month is now Bananuary.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna just finish the show before we do it again.
But